Hey guys, so I wanted to make a quick video on lesson 21. So I'm going to go over question 13, where you're asked to write an equation for the inverse function and then state the domain and range of the inverse function, as well as the function itself. So I chose this one particularly because we are bounded by x less than or equal to 1. And so the function is g of x equals x minus 1 squared plus 9. So the first step we're going to do, so we have our function g of x equals x minus 1 squared plus 9. Well, to get the inverse, we're going to take g of x, which is also equal to y. We're going to replace that with y. 1 squared plus 9. And the next step is to swap y and x. So we're going to have x equals y minus 1 squared plus 9. So now all you have to do is solve the equation for y. And so we're going to start by subtracting 9 over to the other side. So we have x minus 9 equals y minus 1 squared. And now we're going to take the square root of both sides, but we have to remember that we're bounded by x less than or equal to 1, and so that means that we're only going to take the negative side of that, and so we're going to keep this side negative, so negative x minus 9 equals y minus 1. Now we add 1 to both sides, and we have our inverse equation, so x minus 9 plus 1 equals y. So that's our inverse, and so that's how we got the formula for the inverse function, or g inverse of x equals negative square root x minus 9 plus 1. Now we have to find the domain and range of both functions. So the domain of g, again, we have to evaluate the fact that we're bounded by 1, so it's everything less than or equal to 1, and so the function is going to stop at x equals 1, and so that's why the domain of our original function is everything less than 1 for the x values. Well, the range is everything greater than 9, and so the range is just 9 to infinity. Well, the domain and the range of the inverse function is literally, the domain of the inverse function is literally the range of the original function, and then the range of the inverse function is literally the domain of the of the original function. So the domain and the range are literally just swapped from the inverse function. And so that's how we got domain of the inverse function is 9 to infinity, and the range of the inverse function is negative infinity to 1. And that's it. That's all you have to do for this one. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, thank you for watching.